Virgos. Welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot. So, this is going to be your weekend read from June 7th through June 9th. And quick, before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you guys to each and every one of you for all your love and support, likes, shares, subscribes, everything. Seriously, seeing how the channel has grown because of each and every one of you has been amazing. So thank you guys so much for all your love and support. So let's get started. So Spirit, what messages do you have for us Virgos as we walk into this weekend, coming into almost the middle of June, getting into summer? What messages do you have for us, Spirit? Oh, thank you. Feels like there's not too much else in there. Okay. So, to start things out here, we've got the King of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and also the Page of Swords. So, energetically coming into this weekend, what I see is that you are somebody that is absolutely standing in high discipline. You're a man of action as well, but there's also an ambition and you're seeking justice at this point. You're seeking fairness in what you're working on. But you're also very articulate. You're very much capable of describing that and expressing that to people. And so there's a lot of Taurian energy in here. There's also a lot of Geminian energy. And so what I see in that is there's a grounded strength where you're standing firm in your principles, as well as your ethics. But two, you found your voice. There's a voice and an air within you where you are not backing down. But basically with this, with swords, there can be conflict at hand or issues that you're dealing with. There's also intellect, though. This is something where you are using your mind to work through it. But unfortunately, it could be something where you're having to stand your ground against, like I say, against people that maybe aren't as articulate, aren't as truthful or as ethical. And so there also is this piece here where you could be dealing with basically some apathy or some sadness involved with it. Now, with the Knight of Cups, what I see here is you've got lofty thoughts. Whatever you're working on, there's definitely a romanticized, passion behind what you're working on. What I also see here, too, is that you're very sensitive during this time. You're using your intuition, you're using your compassion, and also, too, you're using your emotional intelligence. There's a lot of Libran energy in here involved with the Knight of Cups. And so it's a feeling of balance, and again, of fairness and of justice. But it's really focusing on, what I see in this is that there's like action and then also heart involved. And with the Page of Swords, what I see in this is that Spirit is really saying, hey, now is the time to really ready yourself and utilize your assertiveness. You're curious, you're quick-witted, but also too, there's two different cards here that are expressing ambition. And so now is the time to be outspoken. Now is the time to flow with that Aquarian energy as well. But what I really see in this is that there is a lot of third eye chakra involved, as well as root chakra involved. And so it's kind of the mind, sorry, I'm doing this backwards, but the mind, the heart, and the body, where you're being grounded in your decisions and your actions, as well as your feelings and your heart. Now, astrologically, coming into this weekend, the moon is going to be moving into Cancer, which absolutely gives us that oomph of emotional intelligence, and also pulls on the heartstrings, too. But it can induce a feeling of or a longing of home and a feeling of security. And so if anything has been, kind of wishy-washy or the waters have been a little bit erratic lately, now is the time really where you'll get a lot of assistance with that Cancer moon to focus on what really grounds you, what makes you stable in your life as well, and really focusing on those energies. Now, that includes not only the external, but also the internal, especially with the temperance, sorry. So basically with the temperance, what Spirit is suggesting here and encouraging is that now is the time to really achieve that fusion of harmony, and that really starts from attunement. from really finding that inner balance, coming back to the middle, if you will. That way you can come forward with the balance of the body, the mind, and the heart. Know what I meant? Body, mind, heart. But come together with a balance with dealing with and working through this conflict. I do also see through the atonement, through attuning your emotions as well and finding that internal peace with coming to the table, there is reconciliation. So I do feel like this is something that is a minor conflict that you'll be able to tackle, that you'll be able to move forward with as well and move forward through. Now on the 8th, Mars basically is also going to be sorry, I can't talk today, it's where Mars is going to be in Taurus. And so this is a time where it's like you're going to get a lot of help from Mars with implementing commercial success. There's a commercial drive basically, and that energetic push forward to really focus on your pentacles, to really focus on your financial investments and endeavors, or whatever you're building. But really what it does is it gives you that extra energy to pursue plans with perseverance. And so Spirit, basically, Mars is saying, and Mars is going to be helping with really that feeling of you're not giving up, you're not backing down, you're pushing through. And with the moon in Cancer, it's also going to be trine with Saturn during this time, which is also in Pisces. And so it's an excellent time with that trine for financial decisions, conducting business, as well as selling ideas or selling your ideas if you're starting a business. The main thing about it, though, is it gives you an emotional control, an emotional intelligence with making really difficult decisions, or overwhelming decisions, or things where passions are high. You're able to really stay grounded and stay in that attunement here. Now, with the Ten of Pentacles that also came out, what I see here is through whatever you're working on through this conflict, whatever you're building, there will be material success. There is lasting wealth and prosperity ahead for you. What I get out of it is that basically you're one step away from success here at this point. But what this is really signifying to me is there's potentially even a new business partner coming into play. But either way, there is financial security ahead for you. And with that 10 numerologically, sorry, I can talk. But basically, I see in this, there's a transition. It's like a pinnacle of success. And so it's basically where you're at the beginning and the end. And it's really about growth and repetition. And so that's where it's like whatever you've been building, persevering through, doing the everyday, the one step at a time, not backing down, standing true to yourself, to your morals, to your ethics, seeking that justice. That really is what's going to achieve or lead you to the stability. In family matters, I also get, like I say, material success, but what I mainly get with this is basically a strong foundation in business. Wow, that's crazy awesome. Okay, and right after that, we've got the Nine of Cups. What Spirit is saying here is wishes really do come true. Do not give up. You are almost there. Basically, with the Nine of Cups, you've got material success and yearning. But really what it's about is, it's about achievement. It's about completion of goals, and also to ending cycles, integrating the beginnings of new cycles coming through. The one thing to keep in mind with the Nine of Cups is, like I say, it's like you're one step away from success. And so sometimes your mind can trick you in the way of, superficial desires, or potentially even like inner fantasies, and focusing more on the dream than the reality. And so with the 10 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles back to back like that, really what I love about it, and what Spirit is saying even from the beginning, is make sure that you find the practical action, the balance of the mind, the body, and the spirit, to basically take those dreams and make them your reality, to take those practical action steps to get you there. And really what I see, this is crazy awesome. You've got the Three of Cups. So there's merriment, there's success, and more importantly, there's victory, there's support, there's sharing. And so what I really see in this is that unity is strength. You really do have sincere allies at this time. There is a community that's supporting you and it's led by the Cancer energy. It's very emotional. You know, what I see in here too is you could be dealing with a Cancer, a Sagittarian, also too a Virgo or even a Taurus. So we've got some earth signs pretty heavy here as well. But it's a pretty good balance. And with the 3, you know, there's a synthesis in this. Like I say, it's the balance. It's the trine of the mind, the body, and the spirit that's going to get you through. It's about finding that dynamic balance and that synergy between all 3. And really, truly, like I say, your community is here to support you. And so I do see a lot of, you know, a lot of people coming to your aid during this time to kind of walk through, to help you through this door of the new beginning. Now, on the 9th, as we close out this weekend, the know what I meant. Anyway, the moon is going to be moving into Leo. Wow, I cannot talk. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, guys. And so that's going to give you, you know, basically you're the star of your own show, is how Leo's energy and the moon really affects us. There's a charisma about you, there's drama, but more importantly, like I say, is you're kind of, you're the lead role in your own story. And it gives you that power to really take the reins. Gives you that encouragement to take your power back, just in case if you're not feeling it right now. And so what's really cool is basically the moon is going to be sextile with Jupiter during this time. And Jupiter is in Gemini. And so with Jupiter, you know, it's kind of like our planet of positivity. And in Gemini, there's a lot of air. There's a lot of dreaming with it. There's a lot of energy, and especially when it comes to communication and networking, working through aspects with resolving it, using your words and your intelligence and coming together with that heart. But basically, it's all about family. It's all about joy. It's got potential of excellent money and business opportunities. So like I say, take advantage if, you know, whatever you're working on here, if it's a business situation, I really do see that the stars are going to be helping you through things this weekend if there are any hiccups that have come up. And like I say, you've got the 9 of Wands here. And so what I see here is, you know, Spirit is really saying, you know, you're kind of feeling at this point like you're in a position where you need to defend yourself, or that you're guarded or being overprotective, or that you need to be. Right now, because of that conflict, it's put you in this position where with that exertion basically of power, it'll lead you to feeling more exhausted. It'll take a lot out of you more than you're needing or wanting during this time. And especially with the waiting and the suspension piece, it potentially could even, this conflict could even like trigger up like, gosh, if I gotta go to back to the drawing board, and all the anxiety that comes with that. And so really it's the vigilance. Now is the time really to stand your ground, but not in a way that overexerts yourself, not in a way that overextends yourself either. It's about knowing your boundaries, knowing what you stand for, knowing what's right, what's fair, but also to conserving that energy, remaining detached, not necessarily, maybe that's the wrong word, remaining, you know, separate, acknowledging the issue at hand, but not letting it affect you, not letting it control you, and knowing more importantly that you have options. You have the power and the vigilance to basically work through this by conserving your energy. So, like I say, there's a lot of moon with this. There could be some secrets coming out as well. And again, I do see that fire energy with the Sagittarian energy. But what I'm really seeing here too is there's base, and it's kind of interesting. It's like the conflict keeps kind of circling back here. So this could be something where you're I don't know how to put that. You're dealing with the same person, but it's like it keeps coming back around, or you're dealing with the same lesson, and it keeps coming back around. The point is that through all of this is that you're learning through each piece. You're learning more, you're getting better. But really what I see is the acknowledgement that there's a clash of ambition between whatever conflict is going on. And there's also a chaos that it's causing. There's competition, there's disputes, there's also envy, and there's a lack of unity, or you may even be feeling or experiencing a lack of team spirit through all of this, where it's like you're really just feeling like you're having to defend yourself in ways that necessarily kind of take you out of your comfort zone. What is nice about the Five of Wands is that it represents new cycles, and it also represents change. There is instability with it by all means, but there's also a lot of challenge with it, a lot of fire energy with it. And so it's really the time to go with your gut, to use that intuition to stand and rise above this. And like I say, kind of separate yourself from being impacted by it. You're going to work through it, but either way, don't let it affect you in a negative way that prevents you from really standing firm and really doing what's best for you, following your goals, making sure that you're standing true to you. And like I say, with the Hermit, I think that's exactly what you're going to be doing. There's a lot of introspection that Spirit is basically saying, recommending during this time. But either way, there's contemplation. You are receiving and giving guidance and mentorship, and really, truly at this point, you're receiving a lot of it through Spirit, through solitude, through meditation, and through that introspection. But the main thing is, like I say, with the Hermit, standing true to our Virgo and energy is, how I would put it is, you're not sacrificing yourself for traditional norms or following something that you don't believe in, basically. You're standing true to you. You're being true to you. Excuse me, my cat's playing. And more importantly, like I say, you're learning along the way, as well as you're teaching through your action, through your words. But ultimately, what I like to really see out of this is that you are standing true to you, and you're rising above any type of conflict that's coming at you during this time. Now, with the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So again, what I see here as an advice from Spirit is use your intuition. Remember your kindness and your compassion, and as more importantly too, remember your charisma. Don't give up on your dream. Remember, you are that creative, poetic artist. You have that purity in thought, and more importantly, you are very empathetic, and that includes being empathetic to yourself. Using your intuition, going with your gut, and choosing the right partners to work with and network with, that's also true, stand true in the same firm beliefs that you have in integrity. And with the King of Pentacles, what I also see through this is that you're enterprising. But more importantly, you have self-control. You are strong and steady, you're pragmatic, and more importantly, you have proven that you're dependable. So what I see in this is really that Spirit is saying, through that self-control, that really is the security that you need to get through any type of conflict that you're working through or experiencing during this time. And more importantly, by not reacting, by staying balanced between the mind, the body, and the heart, especially with working through opportunities if it's involved with business or family. And like I say, especially with pursuing plans through perseverance, if you're feeling like you're getting knocked down, you're getting right back up again, basically. And this is what's going to get you through, is that self-control, that slow and steady charisma that always has their eye on the dream. Knowing your true gifts and not giving up on them, and more importantly, valuing them for the gifts that they truly are and the gifts that you bring and need to bring to this world, that we're waiting for you to bring to this world. And so at the bottom of the deck, I can't resist, but it's just beautiful. We've got the Ace of Cups. Like I say, through this balance, this is your new beginning. This is the way through and the key through to this new prosperity. And more importantly, like I say, there is a new opportunity, a new business, new fortune. But either way, there's a lot of joy that this will bring. There's a lot of spirituality that you'll be embracing. And I think in a lot of ways, working through this balance, or this conflict with this balance, I should say, I think in a lot of ways it's going to prove to you just how strong your intuition is. And so if anyone has been kind of, struggling with that, where it's like, boy, I just don't know if I'm truly aligned or not, this is going to prove to you that absolutely you have more power than you know, and absolutely Spirit is on your side. And like I say, you're standing in your power as the Empress. You are ready to reach success. Before, at the beginning of this weekend, you're one step away, you're working through challenge, You may even be feeling a little, half in the side of I'm ready to jump ship, one foot off the boat, if you will. But what I see here is absolutely beauty and fruitfulness, as well as success and material wealth coming through. And by the way, side note too, you're also very fertile at this time, so no pressure. So let's go ahead and look at some animal spirit totems. See if there's any wisdom that we can have guidance with, or that they can give us this weekend. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so at the top of the deck, we've got the snow leopard, which is self-reliance. And so, like I say, this is something that's basically you are pursuing plans with perseverance. And I think in a lot of ways, you're going to prove to yourself that you can do it in this weekend. You've got all the know-how, and more importantly, you're balanced. You're standing in your Empress power. But it basically says you are strongly independent and often solitary. Integrity is important for your best outcome. Cloak yourself with invisibility and walk with the shamans. Use your intuition and let your life unfold in silent perfection. And so, same kind of thing, especially if you're dealing with envy from others here lately. Moving in silence may also be a very wise thing to do right now. Just kind of saying, I'm getting a lot of strong feelings in that, where it's like the more or the less you speak about what you're doing, basically the alignment, the seamless, the easy flowing it will be. And in the middle of the deck here, we also pulled the swan, which is grace. And so, you who glides across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. And I think that speaks a lot towards, going within with the Hermit card, seeking that inner guidance with connecting with spirit. Help me transform into elegance and grace, especially if you're feeling challenged on balance. Just saying, the grace card does not surprise me. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. And then at the bottom of the deck too, we've got inner knowing. And so again, it's like self-reliance, graceful self-reliance, and trusting that inner knowing. Now is the time to trust yourself, pursuing that plan with perseverance, knowing those solid ideas, knowing how to sell your ideas, having that emotional control, and also too networking in the right ways and at the right times, bringing that harmony to family, to financial opportunities. This is the weekend here where your intuition is going to guide you. And so with the goose, it basically says you are a brave traveler. Your soul knows the way. Trust yourself. Be confident you will achieve your destination. Loyal friends are always with you. Don't worry, you are blessed. Let yourself fly. And so what I see in that is that you absolutely are protected during this time. Sorry, I've got a kitty playing with me. Not distracted, I swear. So let's also go ahead and pull some Cosmo Oracles. Spirit, what extra signs and messages do you have for us from the cosmos this weekend? Thank you, Spirit. And so at the bottom, at the top of the deck, it says, a little bit of faith goes a long way. Remember that. And so remember, have faith. Stay true. Stay true to the course. Stay true to you. And stay true with the connection that you have with Spirit. You are not alone. And towards the middle of the deck, we've got do something kind for someone, without any expectation. And again, I think that goes to energy flow. And so it's a great, suggestion and a great lesson here with Spirit too. And so if you are feeling any blockages, any disharmony between mind, body, and spirit, action and thoughts, action and words, really at this point, now this is a great way to get those blockages moving. If you're feeling stuck, sometimes getting that energy moving, it's amazing what will help just naturally realign you and what comes through in that way. So take advantage of that. Definitely be open. And also too, remember, it's a time and an experience to be able to help somebody else in the ways truly that you want to be helped, in the ways truly that fill your bucket up by helping others. And so never miss those opportunities. And then at the bottom of the deck here, we also have, do your thoughts need a reboot? Focus on the good in your life. And so, like I say, especially if this conflict is I feel with this one, this conflict might rattle you a bit, I guess is how I would put it. And I think that might be actually the goal, is people are envious, like I say, of your success. And so to knock you down to their level is basically the goal. That's, and really the way to overcome that, I guess, is how I would put it, and where really your focus should be is what is working right. Pay no heed to anybody that basically wants to see you down, your downfall, or wants to see you suffer. Life is not meant to be focused on just the suffrage. Suffrage is meant to help you with lessons. It's meant to help you with becoming stronger, with rising up against them. But more importantly, what controls how you get through those is your thoughts. To be able to look at every situation and see the good in it, to see the positive, or also to remember and keep the faith that rejection really is truly protection. You just don't get to see it until you're miles down the road, especially at times where they're really big decisions that are possibly life-changing. And so really focus on the good in your life. Those are the pieces that Spirit really is guiding you towards, guiding you through. And so follow those signs, follow that intuition, and follow what feels good, not what feels bad, not what feels like you're going against the grain or having to fight one step, every tooth and nail, every tooth, every nail. Those are not necessarily, I guess what I would put is those are signs where Spirit has something better for you out there. And so, when Spirit is guiding you, things come easy, things work out, things are joyous, they feel rewarding, and they feel pleasant. It's when really you're being tempted by negativity that you find that going against the grain, things having to be harder than they are, that's what's not meant for you. That's Spirit telling you that really there's something better out there. So remembering those times really also help. Now, I did just go ahead and pull the major arcana here for anybody that practices music therapy. By all means, try some improv with these. That way you can get some chakras going. I don't know why I can't talk today. I apologize. But get your energy flowing. And also, too, just to refill that energy, rebalance, and replenish. And so what we pulled here is actually kind of cool. It's the F, F sharp, and the G. And so try playing around with those. Share your experience too if you feel comfortable in the comments below. That way we can help encourage others to try music as well, as a great rebalance with their energy flow. And so also too, I should say before I forget, as a reminder, drink plenty of water. Sound baths, water baths work the same. It's very cleansing. So make sure as you're detoxing to replenish and say a prayer along the way too. And so I hope this helps. If this resonates, by all means, please, guys, like, share, subscribe. Your support is monumental for helping the channel grow. And it frankly would not be what it is without each and every one of you. So thank you guys so much again. Take care, love and light, and I'll see you in the next reading.